Alright, back here with some more budget magic. Black, green elves, and standard one on the play. This hand is fine. Got a Sylvan Messenger, got the lands, got a Chord. Yeah, so we will just, let's just lead on Llanowar Waste. Doesn't really matter, we're not going to have to pay life for it, since we have plenty of basics, or pay life with it. Alright. So our opponent's on black-red, so what could this be? Probably a dragon deck, most likely. Ultimate price may or may not be good. If they have Rabble Masters and stuff, it'll be good. Ooh, there's a Sabertooth. So I guess we are probably doing nothing this turn, most likely. Yeah. Winnower is actually excellent. That kills pretty much every dragon that they could be playing. Actually, I lied. It doesn't kill hardly any of the dragons they could be playing. Just Kolaghan, actually. I'm not sure why I said that. Because Thunderbreak is a 4/4. What's the other one? Thunderbreak, Stormbreath, also a 4/4. There's Thunderbreak. Yeah, so this is black-red dragons by the looks. I have no idea how this matchup is. But I do know we are about to slam a Sylvan Messenger. Hangerback Walker. Alright, Messenger, draw some cards. Ooh, 1, 2. Well, that was quite the Messenger. That drew us 4 cards. So now we actually have to discard something? Guess we'll just discard the Trapper. We have a lot of elves, but 3 is still above the norm. If our opponent attacks, we're certainly going to block. Oh, no attacks and no land. Okay. Well, our opponent is stopping on our draw step. Alright, let's just go. So I guess now we go... If we play Dwayne's Leet and our opponent kills our messenger in response, we don't get the token. But if we play Sylvan Messenger, we just end up with a ton of extra cards that we can't cast. Well, I guess we gotta go for it. Dwayne's Elite. If we don't get the token, we don't get the token. And I should have tapped differently, because now we're gonna have to pay a life to play this Shaman of the pack. That was a... If we lose by 1 life, we'll know why. I don't even know if we want to attack into the Hangerback, because the flying tokens are actually sort of scarier than the Hangerback itself at this point. So our opponent can keep packing it up, or ticking it up. We have enough mana now, though, where our opponent's probably going to play Thunderbreak, and we can Chord for a Sabertooth and start bouncing our stuff. Oh, Rabble Master. Rabble Master's fine. That's just going to suicide a token into our Sylvan Messenger, I guess. I'm not sure why our opponent went with that over... I guess he wants to keep ticking up the Hangerback. Gnarlroot Trapper. So we get to play Trapper for free. Yeah. Play the Trapper for free. Then we're just going to pass the turn. And are we going to... There's actually a tough decision as to whether we want to kill this Rabble Master with an ultimate price. Thoughtseize. Alright, that changes things. Now we need to Chord right here. Wait, we want to leave we want to leave mana up to bounce something and protect our Sabertooth. So we're going to Chord for 4, leaving up mana. This lets us get our Sabertooth. And now we can kind of combo off. Hopefully. It blanks all our opponent's removal. Lets us repeatedly bounce Shaman or Messenger if we really wanted to. Card is good. Super good. Probably the best card in our deck. It's so funny. We're an elf deck, but Sabretooth is probably just the best card. So if our opponent attacks, we're just going to block with our Sabretooth here. We can always make it indestructible. Alright, opponent passes the turn. We'll play Jungle Hollow, gain a life. And what's the plan here? 1, 2. We can bounce and replay something, but I'm not sure that's what we want to do. I think we're just going to pass the turn for now. And just leave up our ability with Sabretooth to bounce some things. I think that's the smartest play. Leaving up 2 activations is nice too, because it gets around double removal spells. And since our opponent is the straight black-red deck, we don't have to worry about I can't think of the name of it. The Mardu-colored sacrifice, where you sacrifice the biggest creature and lose 2 life. Don't know why I can't remember that. Alright, so we'll just keep killing things with our Sabretooth. Now at the end of turn we will see if our opponent taps out. That lets us know. Another Rabblemaster, okay. So now I think we're going to pick up our Shaman of the Pack. Do we want to pick up our Dwyann's Elite too? Yeah, I guess so. Pick up our Dwyann's Elite. Win order is not great here, but this lets us play our Dwyann's Elite. Play our Shaman of the Pack, drain our opponent for 6, and then we'll just pass the turn. Puts a counter on Hangerback, sure. And the combo gets there. Our opponent can't stop our Sabretooth. Seriously, play that card. So good. So good. So we are against a black-red deck. That means we don't really want self-inflicted wound. Actually, none of our sideboard cards are that exciting. Duress, if you're playing non-budget, Thoughtseize, obviously. So I think we might just not sideboard at all. Although I really don't like these Guiltleaf Winnowers. They just don't seem good. All of our opponent's creatures that we know of have the same power and toughness. So it's going to be really hard to get value out of them. We didn't see any artifacts or enchantments, or don't really expect any. Minister of Pain, I guess, can get rid of... Yes, I guess that's the change. Minister of Pain over Guiltleaf Winnower. Minister of Pain, I wasn't thinking that it takes care of all the Hangerback Walker tokens, as well as Rabblemaster tokens. So that's probably good enough. I guess Reclamation Sage does have a target in Hangerback Walker, but I don't think that's the kind of thing. That's probably the only real artifact or enchantment in their deck. I don't think we want to go too overboard and bring in more. Could bring in Duresses, but I think we're just going to run it like this. Once we figure out that our opponent, if our opponent is sideboarding in Anger of the Gods, then we might need to bring in our Duress just to deal with that. Another reasonable hand. Another hand where we would like to draw a cord, but Anger is pretty bad for us. Well, this seems like a likely card our opponent would have after sideboard. Probably not great pre-sideboard if you're on the Hangerback Walker Rabblemaster plan. Like, not many copies at least. Really digging this deck. What are we going to get? Hangerback Walkered here? That would be acceptable. Thoughtseize? Hangerback. Thoughtseize isn't really even that great against us. Because we just have so much redundancy. We're just playing a bunch of dorks. So I think here we're probably going to go... I think we're just going to go Elvish Visionary, draw a card, into Elvish Mystic. It is kind of annoying that all of our creatures are 1/1s. Can't really attack. That's where Cord comes in. So now we can play a Gnarlroot Trapper and a Dwyne's Elite. We could play a second one, but I'm not sure it's worth it because we don't have any protection against Anger of the Gods at the moment. We really need a Cord for Sabertooth. And plus, if we draw a Cord, these cards are basically free anyway because we can tap them for mana. But we want to be a little careful about just not getting got by an Anger. Cord? Ultimate Price. Ultimate Price will be good eventually. Do we want to start attacking? Guess there's not really... well, we can just swing with everything? Maybe that's the play? Swing with everything except the Trapper, and if our opponent blocks, we can give whatever it blocks Death Touch. That's a little worse. So we lose the Trapper to a Magma Spray. That means we're going to get 2 for 1 by this Hanger Backwalker. I guess that was a reason not to do that. So our opponent can block our Dwyne's Elite, or just our Elvish Visionary, showing some respect for the Temur Sabertooth. Hooligan's Command. I guess we just pitch the Ultimate Price. And since our opponent's doing this, I think that's a pretty big sign that they don't have an Anger. Like, why would you spend multiple removal spells if you had the ability just to Anger our board away? Now we're just waiting for a Sabertooth or a Cord. Also, Shaman of the Pack is pretty reasonable. Is their opponent going to kill something in response? Hooligan's Command. Oh. 2 damage makes us discard a card, sure. Now I think we just swing with literal everything. We don't even want... I don't even think we want to give something Death Touch. Because that would give our opponent a lot more blockers. So now we're to the point. Shaman of the Pack wins the game. But any decent elf... Oh, our opponent drew an Anger. That was pretty clutch timing. Or Crux? Crux of Fate. Yep. Opponent found the Wrath. I think we'll wait on Dwyne's Elite. We'd like to get the token out of it if we could. Does our opponent have a dragon followed up? Stormbreath. Alright, looks like our opponent might have turned the corner by getting to that Crux of Fate. Well, I guess we play Sabertooth and hope it lives. If it does, it's pretty good for us. If our opponent can just kill it, we're probably dead. Dash Kolaghan Stormfury. So we're taking a ton of damage here. And I don't think there's any way we can win from here. Oh. Huh? Oh, everyone got +2. Yep. Yep. So, do we want Duress? Ultimate Price does kill a lot of things. I think we just run it back again. I think our opponent Just had a good word draw there. Alright, this is reasonable. We got a Trapper, and we didn't see Anger, which is encouraging. So lead on Trapper, and then hopefully start playing Shaman in the pack if our... probably gonna die. Maybe not. Alright. Shaman of the pack number 1, which our opponent kills with a Magma Spray. They probably should have just Magma Sprayed that, but I guess they don't know that our hand is pinched on mana. But now they will. Shaman of the pack number 2. Takes a Draconic Roar with no dragon. Oh, we needed a land there. We're kind of in trouble if our opponent, if we don't draw land and our opponent, yep. Yes, we are in trouble because of our lack of lands. Not going well. Alright, well, now we can run out a Sylvan Messenger, I think. Shaman of the pack, Dwyann's Elite, Sylvan Messenger, Minister of the Pain goes to the bottom. That was pretty good. We didn't mill any lands, which is nice. What's our opponent have? More removal or an actual creature? Stormbreath is fine, because we can kill Stormbreath. Thunderbreak? Stormbreath, okay. We can deal with that. So we take 4. And another land is good. So we'll play the Forest. How badly do we need to kill that Stormbreath? I think fairly badly. So let's just play Dwyann's Elite here. Opponent goes with Murderous Cut on our Sylvan Messenger. Acceptable. Then we'll just pass the turn. I don't think there's any reason we have to kill the Stormbreath now. And we were kind of hoping that our opponent would try to Monstrous it. But now we're going to kill it. Llanowar Waste is solid. So what's our plan? We can Chord for a 4-drop. We can Sylvan Messenger, hope we hit something. We can Dwyann's Elite, Chord for a 1-drop. Get in for 2. Let's just attack first, see what our opponent does. They might Kolaghan's Command, getting back Stormbreath. Viobite's fine. It's not Kolaghan's Command. So now I think we just play out our Dwyann's Elite. So that can attack and gain us 1 life, which is nice. Our opponent has even more removal, has a self-inflicted wound. Alright, so let's go with Gnarlroot Trapper. Into Sylvan Messenger. See if we hit another 1-drop. Another Messenger, Elvish Mystic. Not bad. Play the Mystic, pass the turn, hope we don't get dragoned. That's one thing I'm worried about. If they draw a huge dragon with haste, we're kind of in rough shape. And there it is, Stormbreath. Another problem is I don't think we can win next turn. I guess we gotta play Shaman of the Pack. Pass the turn. Alright, so we got a Cord right now for our Dwyan. Our opponent is out of cards, but they drew just well enough where I think we're gonna lose. Alright. Well, this was a slightly unfortunate draw. Opponent Monstrous is Stormbreath. Puts us to 3. So we got a block here, unfortunately. We're not just dead, though. We can draw a removal spell. Oh, Swamp. We gotta start getting in for damage, though. So if we attack with everything, we put our opponent to 7. Then we... Well, I think our plan is we need to just kind of Cord and hope. We can Cord for 4. Get our last Dwyan. Swing with everyone. Puts our opponent to 4. In theory, it gives us a blocker. If our opponent drew yet another removal spell, then no. And then we have an out of Sylvan Messenger in... Oh, yeah. And we got there. Sweet. So our opponent realized that they could attack, we would block, and we would swing back for the win. Although that's not necessarily true, so I'm not sure why they scooped. Because if Dwayne dies, we can only attack for 4, and they're at 5. But whatever. We're getting there. Black-Green Elves, killing it. Teamer Sabertooth. Woo, woo.